How About That Cigar is proud to bring you coverage of the 2024 PCA Trade Show. Burn cigars, not bridges.
How about that cigar? We're back again at PCA 2024. Scott Weeks, Iconic Leaf, Recluse Cigars.
Yes, sir.
Great to see you again, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
So we're in, honestly, first half hour of the trade show so far. But, talk to us, before we get into trade show stuff, just talk to us how 2024 has been starting off for you guys.
2024 is good.
Nice.
It's just at the beginning of it. We're only in April right now. But 2023 was really good. We got 3 different business models, so we don't rely on just one type of business model. So I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute. But we've had a really good, decade because of the fact that we're diversified.
Right.
So we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. So yeah, 2024 has been amazing, man. We're happy.
Nice.
We got nothing to complain about. And if we did, probably nobody would care.
That's what my wife always says. But so for this year's trade show, because the timing was a little different, when you're going to be talking to your retailer partners and working with potential new retail partners this year, what are you featuring? What do you want them to know about what you guys do? Okay.
So basically, we do things for the retailers that no other manufacturer can do the way that we do it. When I mentioned 3 different business models, one of the business models that we have, of course, is our Recluse luxury blends, okay? And then we have our factory production runs.
Yeah.
And then, getting back to where I think the retailers would be most interested, is in our private branding program.
Okay.
So we have our own factory in the Dominican Republic. It's called Tabacalera Leyendas Cubanas, which means Cuban tobacco legends. Okay. In that factory, we only roll cigars in the old entubado method. That's the original Cuban method of rolling cigars. It's also called entubar or entubado, which is a fancy word for it. But basically what it means in all 3 words in English is tubing.
Yeah.
So instead of folding the filler leaves, we take each filler leaf by hand and we roll them. And that creates tubes, air channels. And so we take those rolls together and put the binder leaf on it and then put it in the press. What every other factory does is they fold the filler leaf, which is fine, but the draw never lives up to its full potential. Okay, when you do entubado, you get the best draw that you possibly can. And you take back less defective product because you don't have plugged draws when you're rolling entubado, because it's got that guaranteed airflow in it.
Okay.
And so in that factory, everything that we roll in that factory is rolled entubado.
Yeah.
And so we make private brands for retailers all over the world. These are just some of the projects that we've done lately. So we have our own box factory. So we make our own boxes. We make our own bands.
Okay.
We do the foot ribbons, the cellophane. Everything is done under one roof for the retailers.
Yeah.
Okay. And everything is rolled into Bout. So the retailer can get a brand by ordering 40 bundles, that's it, or 40 boxes. Nobody on this show floor will do that, except for this guy.
Okay.
Okay, and that's thanks to my partner in the factory, J.R. Dominguez. Okay, if it wasn't for him, we couldn't do this. He's the linchpin to be able to get this done. Okay, so my partner J.R. he's out here on the floor right now, but this is something that we can offer to retailers around the world. And we do such a successful business with this, it's not even funny. So that's the first thing. Now, I don't want to talk just to retailers.
Right.
I want to talk to our customers out there on the street and make sure that they know that something that when they go into the retail store, for them to look for and to understand why it's special. Would that be okay if I did that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I'd like you to take a look at this. This is called factory production runs. This is the freshest product anywhere in the world that shows up in the retail stores. But the tobacco is fermented 2 years, and the cigars are put together and then they're aged in the settling rooms for 3 weeks. Now, the 2 years of fermentation is the key. Now, once the leaves are put together after the fermentation, then it goes into settling rooms for 3 weeks, and then it's shipped to the retailer, and then the retailer puts it in these honeycombs and offers it for sale. That's the freshest made product anywhere in the world that you can get in retail stores anywhere, and it's right here in these honeycombs. And you'll see these all around the United States because this is a big program, okay? You see these honeycombs in a store? What you want to do is you want to look for this footband on the bottom. That shows that it's an authentic, iconic leaf cigar Tabacalera Leyendas Cubanas product that's rolled into Bout. Look for that band
Okay.
on the bottom of the cigars, and you'll notice that all of the cigars have little pigtails on the top, except for the torpedoes. So we make this in 51 different sizes.
Oh, wow.
But the 5 most popular sizes that you'll see in the retail stores are the Robusto, the Toro, the 6x60, the 7x54, and the 6.5x58 torpedo. And we make it in 11 different blends.
Oh.
Okay. But the 3 most popular blends, you'll see it in almost every retailer in at least these 3 blends, is Connecticut, Habano, and Brazilian Maduro. And then you'll see San Andreas, and then you'll see different other blends that we have available as well. So then we move on from the factory production runs, the honeycombs, which is, this is also a value cigar. You'll see this in the retail stores, retail ranging anywhere from $5 to $9 a cigar for a fresh, into bio rolled, extremely well fermented product. You won't get a better value than that. And then we come over to what started the company.
Yes.
Now, back in 2012, I released released the Recluse line of products. Recluse is almost all box pressed except for the Lancero, okay? Because you can't really box press a Lancero and have it with that, just trying to get a thicker blend that goes into a bigger ring gauge cigar, and trying to get that blend compressed into a 38 ring gauge cigar like a Lancero is, and then box pressing on top of that, that's just a little too much to ask from a cigar.
Yeah.
So our Lancero is the only one that's not box pressed. But the reason why I went through all of that explanation is so that I could explain to the people out there that from how about that cigar that listen to and follow you guys, that why are cigars box pressed? Okay, a lot of people don't understand why they're box pressed. The reason why cigars are box pressed, you need 3 things for combustion: fuel, air, and heat.
Yeah.
So if you take a round cigar, which in Spanish is called parejo, by the way, but that's just useless information. So if you take a round cigar and you box press it, what you're doing is you're compressing the airspace in the blend. So you're forcing the cigar to burn slower and burn cooler. Now, if you do that in conjunction with a folded filler, then the draw is never going to live up to its full potential. Okay. If you do it in conjunction with the into bio rolling method, the tubing of the filler, then you get a cigar that burns slower, burns cooler, and has an effortless draw with the into bio. And then with the 2 years of fermentation, okay, you get all of the flavor in the cigar, and at the same time, it's one of the smoothest cigars you'll ever smoke. And that's the magic. See, before I was a manufacturer, I was a sales rep.
Yeah.
And my dad was, and my grandfather was. So for 80 years, we spent all that time building other people's brands. Almost every brand out here at the show, right there, you see that one?
Yeah.
That was built by my family.
Okay.
You see, almost everywhere you can look at a sign, you can see that my family had a hand in the beginning as independent manufacturers.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, before they hired an inside sales force. So I took all of that knowledge that my family learned over all those years by going to those factories, being in the retail stores, seeing what works, what doesn't work, what's the most successful, what's not successful, why. And then I took that and I put it into the philosophy in one manufacturing process. And that's Iconic Leaf Cigar Tabacalera Leyendas Cubanas factory. That's what we do.
Nice.
And the Recluse cigar are box pressed because I want them to burn slow, burn cool. I want everybody that opens up a box of Recluse cigar, I want them to go on a mini vacation, okay?
Yes.
I want the cigar to burn slow, burn cool, have an effortless draw, have flavor, smoothness at the same time. Nothing that's gonna knock your dick in the dirt. Is that okay to say that? Okay.
100%.
Or if you don't have that, that won't make you wiggy or sweat from the nose or whatever, okay? So these cigars, the Iconic Leaf cigars, the Recluse brands, retail now in individual areas. The tobacco taxes are different, so sometimes prices may vary. but the base manufacturer suggested retail is anywhere from $8.95 for the Robusto to $13.95 for this 8.5 by 58 Canu, which is, this is a one-of-a-kind cigar that nobody else in the world has. It's the only box press Perfecto on the planet, and that's because it's the impossible cigar. Okay.
It's you won't see anything else like it. I mean, I'm smoking it now for 15 minutes or so. The draw is perfect. It's really flavorful. There's the retrohale is smooth as butter, so I really like it.
But you get that butter, don't you?
Yeah.
You get that butter right off the top. That's what I noticed as soon as I light the cigar. I get that, and I know people say this nuttery, buttery, juju, guava, coconut stuff that drives people crazy. But honestly, when I light the cigar, the first thing that I get off of it is that buttery taste.
Yeah.
And then it builds into the flavor, and like it just gets even more impressive. And see, this cigar, with this, what makes this cigar special, folks, is this is box pressed Ecuadorian grade A shade. Every year the farmers, they grade their leaf A through F, and that's how they price it. A is considered perfect and without flaw. So taking a grade A wrapper and box pressing it is almost unheard of because the wrapper's so sensitive, it breaks really easy. So we have to take this through many pressing processes to get it to where it will press in that square shape without the wrapper breaking.
Okay.
And then the reason why we did the Perfecto is because of the functionality of the Perfecto is that you get wrapper to filler composition changes as you smoke it. So you get 6 different flavor profile changes on this cigar. You get 3 on the way up and 3 on the way down. So this cigar is my Picasso.
Yeah.
Okay, this cigar has everything, every best manufacturing process that you can put in a cigar is in this particular cigar right here. But honestly, we use the best manufacturing processes in all of our cigars, because after all those years of building other people's brands, I wasn't going to come out on the market unless I could make the very best cigar that I thought that I had ever had.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so that's what I do with every blend. And because of that, every blend that we've made has made a top 25 cigar list every year. Usually it's multiple lists, but at least one. And one year we got #1 cigar of the year.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do the best thing in the best way possible for you guys, the end consumer, because we know what it's like to get burned on a cigar. To get a cigar and have it be a turd sandwich, you got to babysit it the whole time, change its diapers, keep relighting it, touch it up, all this kind of stuff. Well, we try and prevent that at Iconic Leaf Cigar. Like I said, we want you to be on a mini vacation.
Yeah.
We want you to enjoy your experience. People go to work from 9 to 5 every day. And when they get off of work, the last thing they want to do is go back to work smoking a cigar.
Exactly.
They're off of work, they want to be done with it. We got our responsibilities, we pay our taxes, we take care of our families. If you're a female out there, you're taking care of your family, you're supporting your family, you're doing everything that you can. So when you go to a local cigar lounge, that's your refuge.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to sit there and have to go through a turd sandwich of a cigar the whole time you're sitting there, and you paid your money, you want the cigar. So what I try and do is I try and make sure that you get what you pay for and it delivers above what you expect.
Yeah. Well, Scott, thank you so much for giving us some time. I think in the future, we're going to reach out. We're going to get you on our Monday night show, have a longer conversation. But thank you so much for featuring your products for us and giving us time. We hope you have a fantastic trade show, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And these guys were on time. These guys are punctual. They showed up on time. So
Gotta
thank you.
do it.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Scott. We'll see you guys again soon.